Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today it's quiz time, but this time I'm not taking the quiz. This time my bro is, Ryan. Without further ado, I will leave him with you. Do you think men are superior to women? Got three choices. Yes, but only in certain circumstances. Yes, mostly no, but sometimes yes, or no.
Sometimes yes.
Okay. So it's sometimes, but only in certain circumstances.
That'll be the one.
Yeah, okay. Next one. Do you think women are superior to men? So no, it's the opposite way around. Same kind of.
Then yes.
There's yes, but only under certain circumstances, or just yes?
Just yes.
Do you think there are more than two genders? You got yes, but not as many as some people claim. No, or yes, or no, but I'm somewhat unsure.
I would say yes.
Just a yes?
Just a yes.
Want to elaborate?
Not really, no.
Question 4 of 30. I'll give you a while. Do you think all people, no matter their age, gender, skin colour, ethnicity, nationality and sexual orientation, are equal and deserve equal fair treatment?
Yes, 100% yes.
So out of the yeses, you've got a yes, or everyone is equal but not everyone deserves equal treatment.
I would say yes.
Just the yes.
Yeah.
Do you believe that some people deserve to be treated badly? Look, your choice are very few people, no, or only if they treat me badly first, or yes.
Only if they treat me bad first.
Do you think it's okay to use these words in a derogatory way? Gay, lesbian, special snowflake, woman, feminist, man, boy, girl, retarded. You got your choices of yes, but I don't think they're funny. No, not at all. No, and they are rarely funny. Or yes, and I think they're funny.
No, and they're rarely funny.
Do you think it's okay to use someone's race as a derogatory term, or use words like N or J, which I'm not going to say because YouTube will tell me for saying those words? Got your choice of no, and it's rarely funny. Yes, and I think it's funny. No, but I don't think it's funny. Or no, not at all.
I would say yes, but it's a little funny.
Wow. Okay. Your opinion?
Well, yeah. I've been through a lot and mixed minority groups, parties and that. I think if you know the environment you're in and you know that everyone's there for a laugh, you can get away with a lot of murder. But if you're in a multicultural workstation, then you've got to keep professional.
Yeah. Okay. Question 8. Do you think political correctness is a good thing? You got no, but I don't think always speaking your mind is good. Yes, or yes, but not always. Or no, I should be able to say exactly what I want to.
I would say yes, but not always.
Okay. Next question. Do you think a first world problem is a dumb reason for a person to be unhappy, depressed or anxious? So you got yes, they should try harder. No, they should no, they should be respected and taken care of. No, but they shouldn't broadcast it to the world. It's the first.
There's your advert. Thank God you haven't got any more to listen to.
This will be on silent. Yes, they should try harder. No, they should be respected and taken care of. No, but they shouldn't broadcast it to the world. Or yes, they should get over it.
I would say no, but they should be taken care of.
Okay. Do you think it's okay to call someone a feminazi? Was that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
That's how you say it.
Yes. Or it's not okay, but I use the word ironically or to prove a point. It's not okay and I don't use the word. Or I think it's okay, but I never use the word myself.
It's not okay and I don't use the word myself.
Middle one. Next question. Are women smarter than men, or are men smarter than women? So the choices are: they are approximately the same, intelligence has nothing to do with sex, men are somewhat smarter, or men are smarter.
I would say sex has nothing to do with...
The intelligence has nothing to do with
the
sex,
intelligence.
yeah.
A word I can't do.
Intelligent, that's a big word.
Italians.
Here's an interesting question that I spoke about on my quiz for like 10 minutes solid. Is it a woman's fault if she gets raped? Yes, always. Yes, if she wears skimpy clothing. Yes, but only if she didn't clearly say no, or no, never.
I don't think rape is one of those things where you could just put it into a group of people all deserve it.
Yeah.
I would say rape is down to the individual cases, because yes, you find those girls who go out the way they do, and they're oblivious to what other people would do to them. And then you've got the girls who they go out there because they want that attention, but they forget it does lead some people to take that as, oh, she's willing.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got some girls who they wear that fashion because they're brought up around those type of girls who would dress like that, so they only dress to fit into the group they're in, not to impress other men or other women.
Yeah.
So I would say being raped is never what she chose or he chose, or what the rapist she said or the rapist he said. But a lot of people could say what you wear and what you say in groups could lead you to be raped.
Yeah.
So I think rape is a big issue.
Yeah.
But I don't think someone who's been raped ever planned to be raped.
No, definitely not.
I don't think no one goes out and says in the mirror, yes, this dress will certainly be easily teared off me and I'll be mutilated by some stranger. Or they think, oh, I'll wear this dress because it's easy access. If anything, they wear the dress because it's easy to keep cool in hot, sticky... I nearly said cinemas then. Dance clubs and nightclubs. They wear clothes that makes them feel comfortable on the dance floor, not comfortable to be emasculined by... Sometimes it's women on women and men on women. We can't just say that rapists are all male.
That's true. There are some women that do.
Yeah, some women who do go out there to predatory...
That's the next question then.
Oh, wow.
That's the next one. So you're going to go with no, never?
Never.
Good, because the other answers are all yes. That's true, there's different versions of yes.
Wow.
Would you consider it a man who got raped lucky? So you got yes, he didn't get raped, he got laid. Yes, I think most men would like it. No, rape was never good in any sense, or no.
I think if it's been categorised as a rape, not as like, oh, he went out clubbing and he scored a woman who he was willing to have sex with, then no. No man wants to be raped as much as no woman wants to be raped.
I can't see how a woman could rape a man because it's got to get a boner first.
Not the case. A boner isn't something a man can just switch on and off like a switch.
I'm saying a woman can't rape a man because he's got to get hard first.
Yeah, but it's a case of, it's an hormonal trigger. So if you can entice a man on the dance floor to think that you're very attractive, he'll get a boner, and then when you take him outside down an alleyway, that boner won't go straight away when he realises he's being raped. It'll still be hard from when he sees a seductive woman on the dance floor.
Yeah.
So if they play the hormones right, they'll get a guy hard before he knows he's going to get raped.
Yeah.
I can see what you're saying, that it might be harder to rape a guy than it is to rape a girl, but you got to remember, when a woman gets wet, she has no control if she wants to or not. That's a hormonal situation. And it's the same when it comes to a man's erection. So I've known people who are male who've been raped by fathers or father figures. And then I've heard stories where, in magazines, where women have come into a man's life and got the son involved in their sexual pleasures. But it's one of those things, like, you can't just say somebody was raped because they wanted to or because they allowed it to. It's always a case of, if it's been categorised as rape, it's obviously non-consensual.
Yeah.
You can go to like places like underground clubs where you go there purposely to have sex with people on the dance floor, and you have booths with curtains around so other booths can't see what that group are doing. But unless you aim to go out there to have sex with a complete stranger and not make the precautions of asking for consent, having condoms and lubrication on you, then you shouldn't go out clubbing for sex. You should go out there for the enjoyment of meeting people, finding out different minorities, and learn about different people.
So you've got two choices of no then. You've got no, or no, rape is never good in any sense.
No, rape is no good for no one's sense.
Question 14. Should men be allowed to be sensitive, vulnerable and or weak without fear of judgment? Basically, can guys
Me.
cry? You say
Oh,
boys
yeah.
don't cry.
Well, my mum always brought me up saying stop being a fairy every time I used to cry at films or cry when I scraped my knee and that. But it's never stopped me. I've always cried at Titanic.
You always do, maybe
Yeah.
I don't.
I cry more than you.
You do?
Yeah.
So you've got four choices of no, he would no longer be a man. Yes, always. No, men are weak, vulnerable or sensitive. Or yes, but not in public.
I can't say anything to those. I would say yes, he's allowed to be.
Say like yes, always.
Well, yeah,
Yes, he can
always.
cry.
But saying always means that you may categorise him as every time he scraped his knee, he would always cry. I think if you are in touch with your feelings, you'll know when is the right time to cry. It's a bit like if you're in an audience and you're watching a comedian. Some jokes do deserve a round of applause too. And those sort of jokes will come out of the blue, even for the comedian.
Yeah.
He won't realise that that joke hits so many people in the audience, he deserves a clap to bring it out. It's like that. If you clap to every joke, they may as well chuck you a kipper. But if you clap at the right jokes that hits everyone in the audience, that's the same as when you cry. If you cried at everything, then everyone will think, oh, you're such a pansy. But then if you cried at the right moment, say like a big disaster happened, no man should ever be prosecuted for crying if another 9/11 happened, or a conflict that really was close to his heart happened.
So we're going to go with yes, but not in public.
No, because I would say it was all right for him to cry in public. That's what I'm saying. None of those
I know, but
answers.
you've got to pick an answer though. You've got four choices.
Then I can't. I would say he can, but he can't be prosecuted for when he does it, and he doesn't have to do it all the time.
You've got two choices of yes, then you've got yes, always, or yes, but not in public.
But you can't do it always, like I say, and you can't do it.
I would say always, but then at least you can control when you want to cry.
Tell you what, just where it says yes always, just scratch always off and just leave yes.
It's yes. Just put yes because you're allowed to be vulnerable. Question 15. Do you think feminine men are any less men than masculine men?
I know very gay men and very punctually feminine men who could literally change a tyre quicker than I can.
Yeah.
I would say to be a man is a skill set, not a emotional set of skills. If you can cry doesn't mean you don't know how to change a tyre.
Yeah.
If you've learned how to change a tyre by either a father figure or by trial and error of your own ways of looking through a manual, or they always say men never look at manuals. I'm always there. I scan the manual twice before I even make a hole in a piece of plywood.
Yeah.
So I would have to say that men's skills aren't limited to his feminine side or his unfeminine side.
So you got a choice of yes, real men aren't feminine. No, all men are real men. Yes, but with a few exceptions. Or no, but I don't like it.
I would have to say all men are men.
Yeah. But with a few exceptions.
No, just men.
You've got two choices of yes. It's the yes, real men aren't feminine, or yes, but with a few exceptions.
I'll have to go for fewer sections.
This quiz is really
It's very blunt.
I know.
It's giving questions that some people like me would need a big category of different answers to them. It should be one where you type it in and then it chooses how you worded the answer, scores you, not a questionnaire of multiple choice.
Should women be allowed to wear what they want when they want?
I don't think that's the case. I think women should wear what is appropriate for where they're going, how they're travelling, and what the weather's like.
Yeah.
Because, okay, fair enough. Take a club scene, for example. If you're going to walk to the clubs, you should always take a coat.
Yeah.
And then just pay the charge to put it into a wardrobe. And then it's, a closet. But then you need something that is appropriate on the dance floor, but then keeps you relaxed, that you're not getting all bummed up and sweaty on the dance floor.
Yeah.
But then if you know you're going for a meal afterwards, you want something that you know that you haven't sweat so much on the dance floor, that you're not sitting there in a restaurant sweating your head off because of the previous exercise you've just done. So I don't know what answers you're going to let me choose out of, but I think
it's talking more about like crop tops and shorts.
Yeah, for circumstances.
Depending on your body size, I think that's what it's talking about.
Oh, body size. Yeah, some body sizes need to keep away from certain fashion.
Yeah.
Even I'm not stupid enough to wear a skin tight bloody vest at the moment with my pudgy belly.
Now here's your choice of
answers. Oh, here we go.
No, not in public. Yes, always. Yes, mostly. Or no, only if I want them to.
Hang on, want them to? So you're gonna go to every woman's door and say, "What are you wearing today and where are you going?" Yeah, that's suitable. You're gonna be the whole world's father who actually says that crop top doesn't suit you. Take it off. Not in this way. Go back to your room and take it off in there. Wow. I'm gonna choose the last one just to be funny because.
So you're saying that they should not be allowed to wear what they want when they want, but only if you want them to?
Yes. Because I would want them to be comfortable, so at least they got that on my list. But I will laugh if someone tried to tell me I don't know fashion.
Question 17. Do you think fat people are worth less than thin people? Or do you subscribe to the idea that fat people aren't worth anything at all?
Well, if you look from my history of dates, I do like a curvy woman.
You do?
I do. Love handles.
You do?
Love them. But yeah, even the word just makes me close my eyes and think back to all of them.
Yeah.
I would say that it's another skill set. That's like saying Olympic runner could never do a desk job. That's not true. And vice versa. If you've got a body type, then play to your skills.
Yeah.
It's like you wouldn't want someone obese to try and work a heavy lifting vehicle, but then you don't want someone who's nimble and scrawny to sort of not look at all the hazards when it comes to being run over by a heavy object or vehicle. Yeah. So I would have to say that, well, actually, no, I'm going to see what answers you've got for me, because every answer I have contradicts everything I have to choose.
That's funny for you. No, fat people are worth just as much as thin people. Yes, fat people are worth less, but not worthless. Yes to both. Or no, but I wish I didn't have to see them.
I would say first one.
No, fat people are worth just as much as thin people, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I put when I did this quiz. Here we go. Question 18. What do you consider sexual harassment out of these 4 choices? Number 1, touching someone without their consent. Number 2, forcing someone to kiss. Number 3, pressing your genitalia against someone without their consent. Number 4, asking someone questions about sex-related things when they are clearly uncomfortable.
I think all of them were bad. And I can't even... what's the word I was going to use? I can't even remotely think of a scenario where any of those things are mature things to do to another work colleague or even a friend.
You've got only 1 or 2 of them, none of the above, all of them, or all but 1.
I think all but one, because you get Christmas and everyone wants to kiss under the mistletoe. That's the only scenario I can think that any of those are appropriate.
You would say everything but the kissing is not harassment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even if you were curious about someone's sexuality, if you can see in their face or their body language that they're not comfortable with it, then you should stop even if you're curious.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's all right being curious and want to know about the world, but if the world's not ready to ask those kind of questions, then you should either find another location to talk about it or even find a different person to explain it to you.
Question 19. Do you ever think being rude, insensitive, offensive, cruel or disrespectful is justified?
I don't know. Some people actually live off abuse.
Oh, no.
It's either people in the world can't stop being abusive. That's why Mrs. Brown is so funny, because it plays on that idea that there's people who are like Mrs. Brown who are like, feg off, and I don't like you this way, I want you to be more polite. So in a perfect world, no one should be ever made fun of. But if that person knows that thing, it's like, I don't like to be called skinny.
Yeah.
When I do lose my weight by a couple of stone every once in a while, when people say, oh, you've lost weight, you look good and all that, that puts me down.
Wow.
Yeah, bless you. But I thrive on people calling me fat.
Wow.
The one comment I love off my mum is, oh, at least you've got a holiday. At least you've got a job once a year dressed up as Santa. And I'm like, yeah, I've got the beard, I've got the belly.
Yeah.
Give me the job. At least you won't have to have a fake Santa there. The kids keep running around the shopping mall with your bloody beard. You have to try politely say to the kid, give me that, you bloody hair. No.
Yes,
go on.
always. No, rarely. No, never. Or yes, but only if the person I am being that way with is any of the above first.
Yes, that last one. So obviously the person knows they're fat. They know they've got acne spots or they've got glasses and they get funned at.
Question 20. Do you think women who dress in skimpy clothing are asking for it with regards to rape, catcalling and sexual harassment?
I think that's going back to the previous one.
This is asking about all the last three ones put in one now.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's asking for rape, catcalling and sexual harassment all in one.
I don't think they ask for it, but in this day and age, a lot of films would actually stereotype that to be happening if someone walked down the street that way. I think we've got to realise that some people are so immature that they would cat whistle or cat calling as it's called on that. It's actually called wolf calling in this country. I don't know what country. It must be an American one calling them cat calling.
Yeah, I've heard of cat calling. I haven't heard anything else.
But yeah, no one go. It's another question of no one looks in the mirror and says, yes, this will get me catcalled all the way down my neighbourhood.
So you got no, never, yes, no, rarely, or yes, but not always.
Second one.
Yes.
Yes, but not rarely.
It was no, rarely.
All right, no rarely.
Thank you for yes, rarely. I couldn't say yes, rarely. It was yes, never. No, rarely.
I did say second one.
21. Should same-sex marriage be legalised everywhere?
I don't know. With the current climate, a lot of cultures, it's more religion status that sexualities have been played down in cultures. But I would say people should be allowed to love who they want to love, but marriage is a concept that was built by religion, so it should stay with religion. It's a bit like saying to a car manufacturer, yes, I like your make and model, but could you put this feature in? And they say, sorry, that's not part of this car, that's for a different car.
I think it should be legalised because marriage is marriage. It doesn't matter same-sex or opposite sex.
Marriage doesn't stop you living in the same household with your partner. I'm going right to the very core of what marriage means. Marriage means that you are willing to hold on to someone else's estate, someone else's finances, and someone else's belongings after death. Yeah. That's what marriage really means. That's why in Victorian times, marriage wasn't about love. It was about changing your status for a higher of a lord or lady than being a peasant. So just because we've, as a generation, made marriage all about love, doesn't mean marriage does not lose that status of, oh yes, when your partner dies, you get his estate, you get his finances, you get his belongings. But yet, if you make a proper will and you make it legal by both yours and their lawyer, it's exactly the same as marriage, but without the certificate of marriage.
I think that same-sex marriage should be legalised everywhere, because in some countries they get murdered for being in a same-sex relationship. Exactly, because
those countries have religion so tied into each family that marriage could not be comfortable in the same sex. So that's why they get prosecuted and they get beaten up and they get murdered, because they're mixing the love they have for the same sex as marriage. But
your choices of answers are...
Oh, here we go.
No, same-sex marriage is wrong. No, but same-sex relationships are okay. Yes, in most places, or yes.
That second one sounds close to what I'm getting at.
But same-sex relationships are okay.
Yeah, so it's all right to have same-sex relationships because that's a matter of feeling.
Yeah.
But marriage is a sign of a religion accepting that these two families have got rights to each other's land, rights to each other's finances, and rights to each other's belongings. Because if you had a mother with 3 kids and one of the kids passes away, God forbid, that means just that mother and those other 2 kids have rights to that child's land, property and finance.
Yeah.
But when you introduce a partner to that kid who died, so like he's a young adult and he passed away after his marriage, that means that other family has right to his land, his finances and his belongings.
So if it wasn't going so far back...
No, because it still happens today. That's why Judge Judy's so famous on TV, because you got a load of these court cases where either after divorce they've got to split it, all their stuff in half, or they've got to sort out, oh well, I brought finance to the table, well you brought land to the table, do we split it or do we just get back what we put in? Marriage has never been separated by greed. That's the big problem. Love is just a new thing that's joined on to marriage. Greed from families or by the person who marries you, or you try and marry them for their wealth or their title, it's always been there. No, I can't say that no celebrities' partners didn't think, oh, me marrying them makes my status for the magazines get on the front cover.
Yeah.
No one in the celebrity lifestyle goes, oh, I'm not expecting my face plastered on the front page just because I'm marrying this person.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on, we could be talking the entire day. 22 or 30? The questions.
I thought that was the question.
That's what I'm trying to skip along. Do you think it's possible to feel no sexual attraction or feel no romantic attraction? You got a choice of no, only one of them, yes, both, no, neither, or yes, but I'm unsure.
I don't understand the question.
Sexual attraction, so do you want to sleep with the person? And romantic, you know what romantic is?
Yeah.
Is it possible to find someone and not want to sleep with them or be romantic towards them?
Well, I've recently come out of a relationship like that where it was enjoying my company but didn't want a physical, mental or even a intimate relationship with me, and I had to come away because that wasn't what I was looking for. But obviously if I could find someone like that who was looking for that, then I would have to say it does exist.
So would you say no but only one of them?
I would say yes
to both.
Yes to both.
So you can actually find someone and not sleep with them.
Yeah.
Be romantic. Me.
I knew that was coming. Yeah. We've been like brother and sister since college, and we've never slept together. Right?
Bros.
Yeah.
Do you think someone can only be considered strong if they possess physical strength?
No, I think it's a state of mind is how strong someone is. It's like, take my youngest brother, Bradley. He's always been angry with everyone. He's always been belittled by everyone. But one day I just turned around and said, what would make you happy? And he goes, I want to fight you. And I said, but you're a good, what is it now, 7, add 4? There's about 9 years difference between me and him.
Yeah.
And he's getting cocky as teenagers do, and he says he can take me on. I'm like, look, I'm not a fighter, but when I fight, I know how to fight.
Yeah.
I'll always trying to reason and try and put logic into fighting before raising any fists.
Yeah.
So at one point I just turned around and said, you know what, me and you outside the static caravan. So we're there, we made some rules not to leave any bruising or go for below the belt or try and ruin each other's faces. And in the end I still pinned him down to the floor many of a time, and he was like, how did you learn all to do that? Because I have a photographic memory, so when I watch films it does stick. Yeah. And it's not my first rodeo of a fight. I've had my fair share of fights. But I've had more fights where it's ended up as talking some sense into the person getting angry than to actually have the fight in the first place.
So the choices are yes mostly, no, yes, or yes somewhat.
I would say yes somewhat. Because some people like Bradley, he wanted the fight just because he had all that rage of being the youngest spouse.
Right, question 24. Must female characters in fiction possess typically male traits to be strong?
Yeah, the movie industry is really bad for that, especially with Hollywood. It's always been that male is male and female is female, and their stereotypes have been stuck right from black and white minstrels all the way up to modern day film directing. Yeah. That's why there's so little of actresses who've got main parts. They're usually the woman in distress or the woman who someone's got to help. Yeah,
so your choice are yes mostly, yes somewhat, or no.
I would say yes mostly with the movie industry. Yeah. In reality it's far different.
So when I had this question, I picked, my reference was Lara Croft.
Yeah.
She's a tomboy.
Technically she's female, but she's got strong she's got strong attributes.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. She's a female, but she does things that men can do. All that fighting and chopping and turning around.
Yeah, but you got to remember, even when she fights as a female.
I was thinking of the game
martial arts.
Than the actual movie.
What?
I was thinking more of the game.
No, even the game uses. Okay, the game was stuck with priority, so it was always you could only jump, swing, and punch. Yeah. But even the film showed martial arts of a female range than more of a male range. And the game was just stuck to its computer graphics of its time, because even the new Lara Croft one, you don't see the martial arts that you see in the films, but it will still jump, shoot, throw arrows, throw hand grenades and shoot arrows.
Another question about rape. This time, is rape wrong? Your choices are yes, but husbands and boyfriends can't be accused.
Oh,
not if the person claiming to be raped did something to attract the accused. Yes in all cases, or yes in most cases.
Well, let's get this out. Any sexual act must be consent by anyone involved. You can't. You've never heard anyone say, "I've been raped at an orgy." That was legalized. It was advertised. It was on flyers that there was going to be an orgy, and it was secluded by anyone who could happen to fall into it. Yes, people will go there to try it out and not enjoy it, but still, the sense you've paid to go into a room of an orgy, and you've done what you felt comfortable to do. If you turn around and say you've been at an orgy and you've been raped, then you can't class it as rape because you paid for that service.
That makes sense, but I don't think that you can say that your boyfriend raped. I think
you can.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You can say that your boyfriend raped you.
Exactly. So even though you're living together and you're faithful to that one person, if that one person didn't even like it just because he had hard days at work, or the kids have been around all the time, so you don't want to be that kind of parenting in front of your kids. If your partner says no, you've got to understand that that's their feelings. It doesn't mean I'm not having it with you, so I'm having it with someone else. Or, oh, I want sex now, if you don't give it to me, I'll go and phone your sister up. It's one of those things, if your partner can turn around and say, you're raping me, then obviously the relationship isn't compatible. It means that your sex drive is not compatible with their sex drive. Your means of what you ideal as a relationship is different than what they see in a relationship.
So you've got 3 different types of yes for rape is wrong. So you've got yes, husbands and boyfriends can't be accused, so we don't need that one.
No.
Yes in all cases, or yes in most cases.
I would say most cases, because the only way rape doesn't become a case is when someone is saying they're raped when they have obligated that they wanted to do it, but halfway through regretted it, and not realised that if everyone in the room is human and not just an animal, if someone in the group, or even with just 2 people, if that one person out of the group says, I've changed my mind, that's when it should stop.
Yeah, if it doesn't stop, then it's classed as rape.
Yes.
Yeah. Question 26. If someone has lots of casual sex, but practices safe sex safely with consent, is that morally wrong? So you got.
I don't know how that's even a question, because what you just tried to say is, if someone's got a sexual appetite that leads to 7 times a week. Oh no, let's blur out of proportion. Let's say 24 times in a month you got a sexual appetite, but you've got safe sex, and everyone you've done it with is give you not conception, gave you
safe sex.
No, you gave them consent. That's it. If everyone you've had it with is give you consent and it's safe sex, you shouldn't be.
Yeah, that's fine, but they're having safe consent sex, but then they're also having casual sex with everybody else. Basically sleeping around.
Well, you haven't specified if he's married or not, or he's.
Do the answers and then you'll understand. So you got no, yes but only if it's a woman, yes but only a little, or yes for both men and women.
See, that doesn't make it clear either. You're not specifying if this person is in a relationship. If you try to tell me that he has safe sex with his partner, but then gallivants with every Tom, Dick and Harry unsafe. Yeah, but that's not what the question is. You're just you're abbreviating the question.
Okay, I'll read it again then.
No, it doesn't matter how you word it. It's how they've worded it. It's not specifying correctly. Right, I'm going to do, just because this is going on YouTube, I'm going to do 4 different ways that should be interpreted.
Okay.
If you're having safe sex with your partner and then gallivanting unsafely with others and they all consent to that, then no, I don't think that's right. But if he's having unprotected sex with his wife and then gallivanting with all other people with safe sex, then no, that's still not right. But if he's a single man and he's got some people who want to use condoms and contraception, and other people say, oh, condoms, I don't feel a thing, and contraception never helped me, then if they're still in that agreement that the people who want safe sex get safe sex and the people who don't want condoms don't get condoms, that in my book is fine. Because you still talked about it to know if you and that other person want it in that way. And I'm not going to go for the other choices of if the husband was getting safe sex and the woman was going around gallivanting with Tom.
Saying yes, it's okay, but only if it's a woman. That's what it's on about.
No, because that takes you right back to legal rights over is women allowed to do stuff that men can do and vice versa? So if you're going to say that a woman can gallivant with everyone with safe sex and just have proper sex with her husband, but a husband couldn't do that same role, then that means women have got more rights than men. Which I would say that they both got legal rights. It's just a case of, with circumstance, you've got to talk it through everyone who's involved.
So what's your answer going to be then?
Well, what's the answers to choose out? And I'll have to pick one that sounds more logical than the question.
You've got no, yes but only if it's a woman, yes but only a little, or yes for both men and women.
I'll have to say yes to both men and women. Because what they've put in there is that everyone consented to it.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't matter if that one person gets more sex than his next door neighbour.
Yeah.
It's about every time he had sex, he had consent from how they were going to have it, how long they were going to have it, and how they were going to do it.
Yeah. These questions.
I know.
27. If a man is nice to a woman, do you think she owes him sex?
No. I've been nice to so many men and women, and I don't oblige sex as a payment.
We've got yes mostly, yes somewhat, no, or yes.
I would have to say no.
The only choice is say no. Everyone else is yes.
Yeah.
3 choices of yes. One of them the choices to no. Question 28. Do you think trans women are real women? That's interesting.
Yeah, because if they're trans, then obviously they're not wanted to be called women.
They do. Do you know what trans woman is?
Trans woman is a woman who wants to be a man, isn't it?
It's a man who wants to be a woman.
Right, I'm going the other way around. So,
If you
yeah,
wanted to be a girl,
so that's the difference.
Would you want to be classed as a guy or a woman?
Yeah, so that fits into 2 categories. You either, how can I put this? If you want to be a woman, then be a woman. But if you want to act like a woman, then cross-dressing is the closest thing you'll get to.
Okay.
So if you've gone through the whole effort to look as much female as you possibly can, then you should be classed as a female.
Yeah.
But if you do it because it's a mental choice, and you always gave yourself the opportunity to turn back, like a cross-dresser does,
Yeah.
then you shouldn't be classed as a woman if you're a cross-dresser.
So basically, do you think trans women are real women?
I would say yes, because if you didn't want to be classed as a woman, you should be classed as a cross-dresser.
We've got 2 choices of yes. We've got yes, absolutely, or yes, but I'm not comfortable with it.
Yes, that's absolutely.
Big word for you.
I know, I'm autistic and dyslexic, and you're using answers I wouldn't use, and then answers phrased the way I wouldn't say it.
I had to look up more for these words.
I bet you bloody did.
I really did. 29 and 30. Do you think feminism is about hating men and women ruling the world?
No, I would say it meant that a minority of gender has been prosecuted for doing manly things, wants the right to be who they think they can be, but they've gone the wrong way about it. If they're arguing that they want to be feminine, but they want to be treated like a man in a man's world, which we know we're in a man's world,
Yeah.
they shouldn't argue that it's like if you go through the jungle and you saw a man-eating tiger. Doesn't mean the tiger's looking at a woman going, "You're not a man," and ends up leaving you alone. He'll still maul you to death as much as the other man. We've chose to use manly words because the man was ruling the world since we've had kings. It's only quite recently that we've had female prime ministers, females running the White House, female princesses. So the world has changed to more a female comfortable society. But that doesn't mean we have to change everything. We still can keep the same catchphrases and the same morals. It's just that we've got to accept that we may say this is a man's job, but we allow women to do it because they feel like they have the skill set to do it and they can do it right. Because you get some people, even some men, they'll say, oh yeah, I can work that crane. No training, no understanding, all that. They just look at it and they go, I can do that. But if they can't do it, then they should be taken away from the vehicle. But if a female who was in the same boat as that guy looks at a forklift job and says, I can do it. If they can do it and do it well, then keep them with that job.
Yeah.
There's no gender when it comes to working out a sum, a problem, or a job. It's about the individual person.
So you have choices of no, never, no, rarely, yes, mostly, or yes.
I would have to say yes.
Last question.
Oh, thank God. This is the longest I've stood up since I was at Territorial Army and they told me to stand to attention.
Do you think people you find less attractive are worthless, ugly and useless? Or do you think treating them badly is justified because you don't find them as attractive as others or at all?
Now this is where I hated being at work. Just because you're not sexually or physically attracted to someone doesn't mean their skill set makes them bad at their job. If you don't like the look of someone, then you're vain.
Yeah.
But if you can accept that they were born that way, or they chose that way, or they've gone for surgery that way, then accept that they wanted that.
Yeah.
It's like, there's enough people out there that look in the mirror and say, I don't like this bit of me, or this bit of me, or this bit of me. They don't need you to add on to the list going, oh, did you know we don't like this bit?
Yeah.
They haven't even looked at that bit. They're too busy looking at these bits. Why are you pointing out something else that could upset them?
Yeah.
It's like, I like my feet. Bless you. I like my feet because I've maintained my feet so well that I'm comfortable wearing sandals with them. Open crop sandals. But if I saw someone with really knackered feet and overgrown toenails and that, and they're trying to wear open toe sandals, I wouldn't just look at them or even go up to them and say they need to be put away.
Yeah.
Or they need lobbing off and put hooves on. It'll be just what you got to remember, they've had the confidence to put that body part in that shoe.
Yeah.
And have it shown to the world.
Yeah.
So if they haven't noticed how ugly they look, then obviously they got a lot more on their mind.
Yeah.
You don't need to go up to them and say, look, they're hideous, they need covering.
Yeah.
So in the respect of, do you think ugly people shouldn't work with you because you can't feel comfortable around them while you're at work? Then I would say let those ugly people work, because if they've come to work looking like that, they're obviously proud of something that they can do, not having you ridicule them about something that is petty as looks.
So you got the choices of no, not at all, yes to all, I think they're useless and ugly, but I don't think they deserve bad treatment, or they are only ugly.
Second from the bottom.
I think they're useless and ugly, but I don't think they deserve bad
Exactly.
treatment.
Because I might feel lethargic around them, but if they can still contribute to the world by working and getting things moving in the world, then they're doing a lot more than those people who sit in front of the TVs with a bloody organ or bloody chocolate cake going, oh, no one likes me, so I'm not going to work today.
And the answers?
Oh, wow.
After all those, you are 40% feminist.
So does that mean I'm 40% against, or am I 40% towards feminist?
That's what it says. You are a feminist. Most of your beliefs and views are very similar to or exactly like what feminists stand for and believe in. That's great that you feel females are equal to males, that they deserve to be treated equally as well. Whichever sex you are, your attitude will help build a world where everyone is treated fairly and well, regardless of gender.
Right, so basically that's 40% of me thinks equality exists.
Yeah.
And then the 60% says everyone should be treating equality.
I think so.
Yeah, that's how I've just...
Yeah. I just see it as you're 40% feminist.
Yeah, but what is...
100.
Without putting anti or is a feminist behind that answer, you won't know. But the way they've worded my answer means that 40% of me says, yes, I know there's injustice in the world to feminism, but then there's 60% that I know feminism is a good thing.
There's another quiz called Am I a Feminist Man?
Oh, no.
Not today.
Not anymore. This is the last time you're going to get me on a quiz. I'm too rambling.
Next time. That's the idea, to ramble. That's what I did.
Yeah, but I could ramble for England.
I know, because why to keep stopping you.
Yeah. I'm like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he meets people. He has to have a handler who taps him on the back when to stop talking to that one person and move along to the next queue.
That's what I wanted. I wanted, like...
Yeah, but I needed a handler on my back telling me, move on to the next question. Stop sticking to that one question.
Say goodbyes. Silent goodbyes. Well, I hope you like that. Bless you. I hope you like that. Yeah, it's very insightful to be understanding the world through a feminist eyes. So it took a lot of time to think of those answers and read them out, get him to understand them, get me to understand his answers. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, why are you still watching it? Bye.